It's blatantly obvious nowadays to tell if you're playing with a noob in Warzone because they just do these things in this list. In today's video, we'll be talking about 10 ways to tell if you're playing with a noob in Warzone. Welcome back to COD Trendy, let's get into the video. Number 10, they're a low level. This is one of the most obvious ways to tell if a player is a noob, and for that it deserves the lowest spot on this list. If a player is a low level, then it's a good indication that they are probably a new player. However, it is also entirely possible that it could be a Smurf account, and they could be a seasoned player in disguise. Alternatively, a family member or a friend could be playing on another person's account, causing them to appear at a higher level in comparison to their skill. Players can't determine whether someone is good at the game based on whether they're a low level, but it definitely helps to some extent.
Make sure you guys follow us over on Twitch. We stream daily. The link is down below. I will see all of you guys over there. Alright, so in order for you guys to be able to love...
Number 9, they don't have a custom loadout. It's easy to tell if someone has a custom loadout because they will either pick theirs up at their loadout drop or they won't. If they don't pick up a custom loadout, then fans know that they most likely don't have one set up and they are probably a new player. The only alternative for this is that if a player has better items in their inventory than their custom loadout, however, that is rare and usually not the case. If the player sees somebody that doesn't have a custom loadout, then they can almost be certain that it's a noob.
Don't think like that. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into exactly how you're gonna do this. So, once you come over to...
Number 8, they aren't getting any kills. By going into the menu, players can check their kills along with their teammates. This would help determine whether a squad mate is a noob or not, because if they aren't getting kills, then it's likely that they're not very experienced in the game. Although seasoned players could be having a bad streak, looking at a player's kill count will definitely give some insight to their skill level and experience within Warzone.
At this game. Now before we get into the video, I do have an Instagram if you haven't already. Check it out, it will be in the bottom left corner right now.
Number 7, they are running towards the storm. New gamers generally don't understand the concept of battle royales at first because they haven't played very many games in the genre. This leads him to not understand what the circle is, and therefore they might run straight into it, which will quickly take their HP down to 0. Unfortunately, this kind of tough learning is what happens when a person first plays a battle royale, especially if they don't have any teammates guiding them on the rules of the game. If a teammate is running straight towards the storm and it looks like they can't survive it, then they're probably a noob.
Link is down below. I will see all of you guys over there. One of the biggest causes of death in Warzone is the storm, and the reason is because in other battle royales, this thing is kind of...
Number 6, they have a default skin on. Warzone has a bunch of different skins that players can equip so they can have their own unique style within the game. There are a bunch of starter skins that new players can equip immediately after getting on the game for the first time, which will probably be the skins that noobs will be wearing. Players should be wary of teammates that are wearing skins because they are probably new to the game and aren't very experienced. This is one of the telltale signs of a new player, and although there are lots of players that prefer the default skins, it's still something that players should look out for when trying to determine their teammates' experience level.
They are all part of the premium battle pass for season 3. There are 2 sets of US skins,
Number 5, they're using a bunch of sprays. Every player loves to use sprays and now and then. However, in general, if a player is using a bunch of sprays, then they're probably new to the game and just experimenting with the different features. This rings true in most games with other features such as emotes and similar cosmetic items, because fans want to play around with them before they start taking the game seriously. Teammates are most likely new if they won't stop spraying the area or using emotes. Number 4, they're in game chat but are talking to themselves. Everyone has experienced this at least once or twice, and it has happened to the best players. A player will load into the game and not even realize that their microphone is on, which will leave every other player on their team to listen to what they are talking about in the background. This can be quite annoying for the other teammate in the trio or squad, and although it happens to everyone from time to time, it's usually something that new gamers do because they don't realize that their microphone is on. If a person is talking to themselves or others in their home, then they are probably a newbie to the game. Number 3, they aren't equipping armor. It's easy to be overwhelmed by all the mechanics and items in Warzone, especially because some of them are so much different from other battle royale games. One system that is somewhat dissimilar to other BR games is the armor system in Warzone. Although the system itself is very simplistic, it can still be confusing for new players that don't know the button or key for equipping armor or where to find more of the protection. Players should make sure to check their teammate's health bar and see if they have equipped armor, because if they haven't, then it's likely that they haven't a veteran of the game. Number 2, they're shooting at nothing or running straight into combat. These inept actions would only be taken by players that are new to Warzone. Most veterans of the Battle Royale realize that running into combat in a game like this one won't get them very far, and it's not worth most of the time. Also, if a player is shooting at nothing, then they probably don't realize that they are marked on the minimap every time they take a shot. This can be quite annoying for other players around them because if their teammate is marked on the minimap, then their position is pretty much given away as well. Both of these actions sit on the mind of a noob, and players should steer clear of teammates like this one. Number 1, they're driving around in a vehicle a lot. Vehicles in Warzone are used both to get around the map swiftly and for running people over. However, most seasoned players understand when it is time to use them and when it's time to jump out. Noobs haven't gone accustomed to the game yet and may not know that they are marked in the minimap for as long as they are driving around in the vehicle, which will lead them to stay in the car just for fun. Just because a player is driving around a lot doesn't necessarily make them a noob, however. It's an action that can indicate a new player, and other players should recognize a teammate as someone who probably hasn't just recently downloaded the game. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.